This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was me having a little bit of a bash at Billy Gibbons' solo from Sharp Dressed Man, and I imagine some of the more observant amongst you will have noticed that I wasn't playing it the same way as he did on the original recording, because when you listen closely to it, there's quite obviously one of these involved, and you didn't see me using one of those. The reason for that is because I was about 4 or 5 bars into doing the tab before I realised this is being played on a slide, but I decided to press on anyway and just see if it was possible to get close enough to the original version, or the original recording rather, the original performance, let's say, close enough to that without using a slide, which has all sorts of advantages if you can manage that, and we'll talk about that later on in the video. In fact, we're going to talk about it now, because here is a short little explanation about what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Okay, starting as always with the chords we're playing over. Basically, there is just acres and acres and miles of a C5. Let me just have a count up. Yeah, we do that for 8, 16, essentially 20 bars, but the last bar we basically have this little kind of climb down like that of C, B flat, G, all power chords. From there we go to an F for a couple of bars, back to a C, then back to an F, then back to a C, and then that kind of walk down again before we end up going back into that kind of famous riff at the heart of the song. So it's basically just treated like a C blues, and I think I said this earlier already in the video. If I didn't, I'll say it now. When you listen to the original recording of this, it's quite obvious that it's played with a slide, and because there's a lot of this double stop kind of thing going on, both there and there, where the notes are ringing into each other, that tends to suggest an open E tuning, because if you hold an E shape like that, you can do that. You can get those two notes with a slide like that with a little bit of practice, but to get them to ring into each other, I don't see how it's possible in standard tuning with a slide. So this is, I would wager, I would stick my neck on the line and say that it's played on a slide in open E tuning. And if you're playing this song live and you don't want to have to carry another guitar that's specifically in that tuning, or faff around in between songs to to kind of retune to that tuning, then it can be played, as you saw earlier, reasonably close to the original in standard tuning without a slide. The order of the day here is really double stops. That in terms of the scale that's being used, we can basically kind of say C minor pentatonic with an occasional additional note, which we'll deal with as we're going to it. So the solo opens with sort of this little double stop here. Basically the 4th and 3rd strings at the 5th fret, and then we do a little bit of shenanigans around that. And then we come up to this double stop up here. This is where we're adding a note into the C minor pentatonic. We're adding the major third of the C minor of C, basically into the C minor pentatonic, this E note here. So we get that kind of stuff there, a little bit of bendy sort of stuff. Again, you can see how that's just coming straight out like a C minor pentatonic there. Then we take that double stop shape and move it up here. And same sort of motif coming all the time. Da, 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 da. We had it there, and then we have it up here as well. Do that a couple of times, then on the third time, like that, just again C minor pentatonic really. And then we have this little sort of motif that he settles into down here. That's a good little example of something I talk about a lot in my lessons, about, you know, taking a phrase and repeating it, but just change the ending slightly, and it kind of gives it a call and response kind of feel. So let's listen to that again. Then we sort of move on to like a restatement of the opening lick, but we're playing it exactly the same note here, but it just felt more convenient to play them here this time, the 4th and 5th strings at the 10th fret. And just again, you can see C minor pentatonic. Then we hit that sort of, kind of forgot what the chord was. Then we hit that little kind of descending thing, taking us down to G, and we just mirror that in the solo with double stop. Then most of the rest of what's going to happen now happens in what I would think of as position 5 of the C minor pentatonic, where we're getting this gloriously dissonant kind of double stop between this F note here, 6th fret on the 2nd string, and the E flat note at the 8th fret on the 3rd string. So we're getting a lot of that kind of thing going on. Then again, just back into our 5th fret double stop again. Something like that, basically kind of putting that that little bend on the E flat there, taking it kind of up towards the E, but not quite getting there, bending the minor third up to the major third. So let's have another look at that. There we go. Then we basically play the same little lick again. And then we're into the dying moments of the game here. We get like that. Just again, you can see coming out of that pentatonic pattern there. And then we have that little kind of thing again, which again we just mirror that with double stops in the lead guitar part. And as I say, then it's back into the part of the main riff of the song. So just a really effective and simple solo. What are the takeaways from this? Having a strong motif, you know. We see that so many times. That kind of rhythmic pattern there. Taking a phrase and repeating it and playing the ending different. So you, and then, and there's also a little bit of that going on up here with that there, because he goes back to it again after he's finished that little bit, and then plays the a slightly different ending to it. So as I say, very effective solo, very accessible if you are, you know, kind of okay with things like string bends and hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff like that. That's all the technique you need for this. It's ideal solo if you are relatively new to the whole lead guitar shenanigans, and now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. And as usual, I mentioned the tab earlier. You will find that tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo, that explanation you've just seen there, and a backing track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. It's $3 a month and you get access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below in the description. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It is really, really helping, and it helps me keep the lights on around here, as does people buying my new book, Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist. Link to that down in the description as well, down there. Basically, the name says it all. If you're playing rock guitar and you want to understand what you're doing, that book will tell you. Go and check it out. But that is very much the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed what I've been blethering on about here today. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.